ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ ईशावास्यमिदगं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथा मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम् कुर्वन्नेवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषेच्छतगं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथेतोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे। असूर्या नाम ते लोका अन्धेन तमसावृताः तागंस्ते प्रेत्या विगच्छन्ति ये के चात्महनो जनाः अनेजदेकम् मनसो जवीयः नैनद्देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्षत् तद्धावतो अन्यानत्तेति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा दधाति तदेजति तन्नेजति तद्दूरे तद्वन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यास्य बाह्यतः यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते यस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मैवाभूत्विजानतः तत्र को मोहकः शोकः एकत्वम् अनुपश्यतः सपर्यगात् शुक्रम् अकायमवृणम् अस्नाविरगम् शुद्धम् अपापविद्धम् कविर्मनीषी परिभूः स्वयंभूः यथार्थान् व्यदधात् शाश्वतीभ्यः समाभ्यः अन्धन्तमप्रविशन्ति ये अविद्यामुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो य उविद्यायागं रताः अन्यदेवाहुर्विद्यया अन्यदाहुरविद्यया इति शुश्रुमधीराणाम् येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे विद्याम् चाविद्याम् च यस्तद्वेदोभयगम् सः अविद्ययाम् मृत्युम् तीर्त्वा विद्ययामृतमश्नुते अन्धन्तमप्रविशन्ति ये सम्भूतिमुपासते ततो भूय इव ते तमो य सम्भूत्यागुम् रताः अन्यदेवाहुर्सम्भवात् अन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुमधीराणाम् येनस्तद्विचचक्षिरे सम्भूतिम् च विनाशम् च यस्तद्वेदोभयगम् सः विनाशेन मृत्युम् तीर्त्वा सम्भूत्यामृतमश्नुते हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये पूषन् एकर्षे यमः सूर्यः प्राजापत्यः व्यूहरश्मिन् समूह तेजो यत्ते रूपम् कल्याणतमम् तत्ते पश्यामि योऽसावसौ पुरुषः सोऽहमस्मि वायुरनिलम् अमृतम् यथेदं भस्मान्तगं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतगं स्मर ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतगं स्मर अग्ने सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देवा वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मत् जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम ईशिता सर्वभूतानां सर्वभूतमयश्च यः ईशावास्येन सम्बोध्यम् ईश्वरं तं नमाम्यहम् ईशावास्येन सम्बोध्यम् ईश्वरं तं नमाम्यहम् ओम
Thank you, Nitya.
वेलकम डो हरि ओम
Hari Om and welcome to all. So we are into the second day of the Isavasyopanishad. Let me start with the Shanti Mantra. नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So in the last class we saw the Shanti Mantra Purnamada Purnavidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So Purnamada, everything is unknown or everything is Vipragashta. Others Vipragashta, whatever is not perceivable, they are all Purna. Purna here stands for Brahman or completeness. There is Purnamidam also, which is perceivable universe or what is perceivable through mind, body and intellect and our sense organs. They are also Purnam only. Now, when everything is, what is unknown is Purnam, what is known is Purnam, everything else becomes Purna. So, Purnat Purnamudachyate. So, whatever is appeared here and whatever is not known, they all have come from Purna only. Because what comes out from something can only have that as a Karya-Karana Ananyatvad. So the mud pot is not different from the mud. Same way, gold ornaments are not different from gold. So whatever is seen as the Jagat or the world of perceivable universe or perceivable world for us has come out from that. So invariably that what perceivable world is also of Purna only or Brahman only. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Now the doubt can come if this perceivable world has come from Purna or Brahman, then Brahman would have become less by that much. Because for us, the perceivable world itself is so huge. So that a huge part has come out from the Brahman means the Brahman should have become lesser by that. So the mantra says, no, the Purnameva Vashishyate. From the infinity or from the Purna or from the completeness, even though the perceivable world appears to have come out, what remains is still remaining the Purnam or complete only. So that is how the mantra is to be understood. Now to the mantras of the Upanishad. As I told you, the language of this Upanishad is archaic. So the Sanskrit words also have to have archaic context into which the rishis have adapted it to the mantras. So the earliest Bhashya which we have is from Sri Shankaracharya, and based on that, whatever meaning has been derived, because Acharya Shankara himself is about 2000 years back. So 5,000-year-old is closer to Shankara than us. So we have to depend upon Adi Shankara for the meanings which he has arrived at. And anything which we are taking at the today's context will not be the right meaning, because the later classic Sanskrit has come only much later than what the archaic Vedic Sanskrit was in use. In fact, we cannot call it as a Vedic Sanskrit itself. It is a part of Sanskrit which we call it as Chandas, not Sanskrit. Samskritam means purified. So here we have what is called Vedic is Chandas and not Sanskrit. So from the Chandas point of view, Acharya Shankara has commented upon the mantras, and we will be leaning upon his commentary for our understanding. So the first mantra goes like this. Om Isavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitaha ma gridha kasya siddhanam. So the meaning is very clear in the sense that, but for few words. So let me give the meaning of the words. Isha, ishte iti it tena isha. So therefore, how does the word isha come from? Is from the ishte root. Ishte is the chandas verb which means Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam means there are plenty of meaning for Aishwaryam. Ishwarasya Bhava is also Aishwaryam. And there is also omnipotence, which we will adopt here as the omnipotence as the nature of the word Isha. Isha is the causative formation of the third conjugation. So by Isha is the meaning, that is why Tena Isha is the meaning which Shankaracharya has taken. Ishida Parameshwaraha, Param Ishwaraha, Ishwaraha, Aishwaryasya Bhava. I told that, Aishwarya or the omnipotence. And the one with Param means supreme omnipotence is called Parameshwara. So Paramatma is the meaning we have to assume here. So Isha here stands for Paramatma because he is representing Parameshwara. And how does he become Paramatma? Paramatma, here also Supreme Atma is not separate from the individual Atma. It is just like the supreme space is not separate from the individual space. Same way Paramatma is Sarvasya Atma, therefore Paramatma. It is the Atma of everything. And because it is the Atma of everything, the Paramatma or Parameshwara is one and only. Sahi sarvam ishte sarva jandunam atma san pratyagatmataya. It is the very innate Atma or the self in all of us. See, we have a problem when we talk about Atma and Brahma. Our mentality to objectify everything by the mind traps us in understanding that Atma is also something residing within us. And we are different from that, or we are to see that Atma as what is to be observed or understood or known. But in this verse, Sarva Jandunam Atma San Pratyagatmataya is the word Shankara is using. Being the Pratyagatmataya by the nature of the innate self in all of us, it becomes Sarva Jantuna Atma. Every Jantu means here whatever has been born or created. So whatever has been born or created, everything is included in the Sarva Jantu. And everything has got a innate nature in it, that which is called Atma. That innate nature or the Swarupa or the Swabhava or the Swarupa is called Atma. So when we talk about Atma, we should understand that we are not talking about anything else other than we ourselves. But we do not know what we are. Our nature is not known to us. Our predominance of the body being us overrides all the knowledge, and the moment we are referred to who you are, we refer to our egoistic association with our body. So we think that we are the body, and therefore anything with the body is mine or mama. That is the way in which we look at the world itself. It is my world, my house, my wife, my house, my car. Everything related to that my is related to the body. But is it related to the nature of the individual who is in the body? We are able to differentiate our body from the knowledge who we are. We may not know who we are, but we can perceive our body as an object. Therefore, anything is objectifiable is not our subject, which is our Atma. So, there is a Pratyagatma in each one of the creation in the world, and all of them are sharing the same Atma. Therefore, Paramatma is not different from each of the Atma. So, Sarva Jandunam Atmadaya Pratyagatmadaya San Sarvatma Sarvasyatma Parameshwara iti. This is how it is equated by Adi Shankara in the first one word, Isha itself. He is referring to this Isha as every body has this Atma as its innate nature. Now, the second word is Vasyam. Now, Vasyam, the word accepted here, Vasyam means Vasana Yogyam is there, or Achadaniyam is another meaning. Vasana Yogyam means having the capability for dividing an indweller. So the house is Vasaniyam, meaning the house is capable of giving indwellership to whoever wants to occupy the house. But at the same time, when we take the word Achadaniyam, Achadaniyam means to cover. Svena Rupena Atmana Isha Vasyam Achadaniyam is what Acharya Shankara is saying. Svena Rupena Atmana. By being the very nature of individual Atma, Isha or Paramatma, Achadaniyam Vasaniyam are as occupying or covering. Achadaniyam means to cover, or see, if I am covering with a blanket, I am doing the Achadaniyam of an object with a blanket. So Achadaniyam means to cover. Here the cover is not in the sense of a second object covering covered by the first one. Here what the meaning we have to take is that by becoming the indweller of each and every of the creation, it is becoming part and parcel of the creation. Therefore, Achadaniyam is covering everything by becoming part of them. So, in the Purusha Sukta, I say that that Ajayamano Bahuda Vijayate. Even though have not taken place as bodily individual shapes, He occupies all the bodies of the individual creations. So Achadaniyam here means by indwelling every creation, this Paramatma has become individual Atma of the creation in appearance. Now, the omnipotency has got, we have to understand that omnipotency, Aishwaryam has got many qualities. One of the qualities is Jnanam, knowledge. So, if we take knowledge as an Aishwaryam, then the Achadiniyam becomes, it is the knowledge which is covering every object, or the awareness or the consciousness or the knowledge is the reason by which it is becoming known to every one of us. Each one knowing the other one is because the knowledge is common to all of us, and that is the one which is covering like a blanket. The light of the knowledge is the one which is enlightening the entire creation. So therefore, if whichever way look at it, we cannot escape the innate nature of the Paramatma and the Jivatma in all the creation. Now all the creation, how does it become the separate? Does it become separate? No. So here he says, Idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tat sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam means in this world. Jagat means what mover, whatever moves. Because here the creations are considered to be moving because they have a creation, sustenance and dissolution. So their mobility, not the physical movement, their mobility for appearance, existence and dissolution is what is called the Jagat. Jagat means what is moving. So here, even though the Prithivyam Jagat is the word is used, it is to be taken as a Upalakshana or as an indicative word to include everything perceivable and what is subjected to creation, sustenance and dissolution. So, Yatkincha Jagatyam Tat Sarvam Atmana Achadaniyam. Whatever has been created in the perceivable world cannot escape this innate nature of the Paramatma, and therefore Pratyekatmataya has, having become the individual Atma of this individual creations, it is occupying the entire individual creations of this world. Pratyekatmataya aham eva idam sarvam iti. When it happens, each one of us should be in a position to understand that aham eva idam sarvam. I am indeed is this every creation. It is not separate from me. How? Pratyekatmadaya. By the innate nature of my Atma is the very Atma in every creation. Every object in the perceivable world is nothing but having an innate nature of Atma which is not different from me. So how can I be different from anything which I am seeing as perceivable world outside? The container of a jar can contain separate items in it, like grains or liquid or perfume or etc. But the space being the common, the space is occupied by the grain or the space is occupied by the liquid. Doesn't make it the liquid less different from the grain occupying the space. The space is being the same. Same way, Atma being the same in every perceivable object of the world, Aham in the mind, if I am having the Aham feeling in my body, this body has an Atma which I am now perceiving it as Aham. Eva idam is this body which I am perceiving as body which I thought now is that I, is that one with the aham feeling, that I am is the feeling inside, or the pratyagatma, which is the nature of that innate nature of the atma, and that is the common with everything. So therefore, sarvamidi, sarvam, every creation in the world also having the same feel, same thing. I am feeling the I in me. You are feeling the I in you. Every object, animal, whatever is perceivable, whatever is experiencing and showing, is capable of doing that. Now here we should understand it is due to the difference of the object conditions that the exhibition of the capability to say I am varies between human beings and animals to plants and the rocks and the innate objects. The mind is most developed and vocabulary and communication is most prevalent in the human being, less in the other creations like animals, birds, etc. Lesser is in the case of plants, etc. Still less or even absent in the case of rocks and sands and other things. And we do not know many of the creations which are being in the name of atomic in nature. What do they exhibit and express? We have no idea. But they have potencies. We can realize, we know that from the atomic bomb, etc. The potencies of the capabilities of the atoms are also there. So whatever is there, the potency, omnipotency is present in everything. Whether we exhibit aham or not, but pratyagatma or the innate nature of atma is there in sarvam. Therefore, ahameva idam sarvam. I am indeed is everything in if I am considered I am the innate nature atma. So here this is the important aspect of the first line. Om Isavasyam idam sarvam yatkinja jagatyam jagat. In this moving world, whatever is there, pratyagatmadaya, I am the one, and that is because Isha is vasyana achadiniyam idam sarvam. This everything that is perceivable world has been innately occupied by the same Isha. Now in the second line, tena tyaktena bhunjidaha is one part of it. Tena tyaktena bhunjidaha. Now this is a very archaic usage, therefore difficult to even understand its meaning. People often make the mistake that tena means by Ishara, tyaktena, having abandoned, bhunjida, you should eat it back. Now what is this? This is not exactly the meaning here, because the word tyaktena is not a word in the root or the grammar where the verb is used. It is a noun. Tyaktena, like tena, tyaktena is the description and the subject, the visheshana and visheshya. So, Isha is the tena, Isha. Tyaktena, by tyagena, is the meaning which has to be taken. Because tyagarte is the meaning which Shankaracharya has mentioned because archaic usage. So, whatever has been perceived in this world, there is a innate nature and observable universe. The observable universe has to be tyaktena, by abandoning the observable nature of the universe, which is the names and forms. Bhunjidaha. Bhunjida means there are two meanings for it. One is to consume, to nurture, or the other meaning is palana poshanayo, means to protect. Here the meaning had to be taken is protect. So protect, having abandoned from whatever has been occupied by Isha, the perceivable nature of the universe, we have to accept the innate nature of the universe. Then only we will know what is the meaning of Isha Vasimidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. If we do not do the Tyaga, Bhagatyaga, that partly we should abandon and part the innate nature we accept, we will not be able to understand that what does the Upanishad is trying to let us. Here Adi Shankara is using, this is a instruction for sannyasa. Because he says that the first stance of the first mantra is for the sannyasi to follow for the path of nivritti. As per the Shastras, there are two paths which have been described in the beginning of the creation. Nivritti Maga for the sannyasins and the sadhus and rishis, saptarshis, etc. And Pravritti Marga for those who are engrossed in the observable universe and who have got desire for the three desires which are categorized in the Vedas. Putreshana, Vitteshana, Lokeshana. That is for progeny, for the different lokas like Swarga Loka, Pidru Loka, etc. The worldliest world where you can achieve by Brahmaloka, etc. by doing karmas. And Vitteshana, wealth, which includes wife. Wife and wealth includes wife, cow, everything is wealth as per the Vedas. But the son is considered as separate because son, if he is not there, your karmas which you are doing, the karmas in the Vedic karmas, you need the son to continue in case something happens to you, you are unable to complete the yaga or the sacrifice. And there are some sacrifices like the Pridhir karma, everything after one's demise. It is the son who is destined or who is empowered to do the Pidru karma, not a daughter. So that you will go to the Pidru Loka or Brahma Loka, etc. after that. So Putra is a desire by those who do the yagas and claiming for the desires. Then the lokas for which they do the yagas, etc. And the vitta or the dhanam. Here, dhanam is included in that, which is coming in the next verse. Even in this one, first verse itself, the last word is dhanam. So you should understand that. So tena tektena means by abandoning the dhanam, etc. or the observable universe, protect. Bunjira means protect the innate nature of the individual creation or thing. Kasya siddhanam, the last two words. Kasya siddhanam. Kasya svid. The word svid is a particular word used without any meaning but for the meter for to be completed. But it can be also used for a specific meaning in the form of a question, like after all. So kasya dhanam. Whose dhanam? After all, it is whose dhanam? If everything is occupied by Isha, or Isha is the innate nature of everything, then everything is of Isha only. So how can there be any dhanam which is other than of Ishvara? Therefore, maghrida, do not covet for it. You should not covet for any dhanam. You should covet for the innate nature of the nature in the each of the dhanam which you are seeing. Not to go for the putreshana and vitteshana, lokeshana, etc. So, if you look at the whole mantra, here it is a very clear instruction that we have to have the tyaga or the nature of renunciation for the attractions of the world to the innate nature of the world which should be protected. And once you protect that, then only you will be able to see that Vasudeva Sarvamiti or the whole world is Brahman or whole world is Isha. And then once you know the whole world is Isha, you will not have any desire to have any specific item in the world because everything is made of Isha only or the nature is Isha. Whatever is seeing as creation, sustenance and dissolution are temporary phase or appearances in the world, and there is no point in running after what is changing in this world. This is the first mantra, what is all about in the first sub mantra of the Isavasyopanishad. And here, one thing which we have to remember is that if we are not able to do this Atmaivam Sarvam and Atma Eva Idam Sarvam, this is Atma, and if you are not able to do, then for you is the second mantra, because you are not designed, you are not fit for the first mantra, where the Nivrti Marga, for the emancipation or the freedom from the desires, which will give you the ultimate happiness, Satchidananda Sukham. That will not be your attainment, because you will be running after the nature of the changing world of universe. In an ever-changing world, you will be running after ever for the changing world. So, mithya vishayam gridi mar karshi ityartham. These are all mithya vishayam. Mithya in the sense that they are all appearances. They do not have the real nature. What we call it as dhanam is not dhanam. They are nature. By nature it is Atman only. But if you see dhanam instead of seeing Atman, you are having a mithya vishaya darshanam. You are seeing the mithya vishayam, not the Atma darshanam. And that should not be there. Therefore, ma karshi. Do not go run after the desires as the dhanam and putra and lokeshana. Atmaivegam sarvam iti matva. Consider that, and Atma bhavena aham idam sarvam. Therefore, have that sarvatma bhava, and in that sarvatma bhava, you will be able to find renunciation from the dhanam or the attractions of the world, and then only you will be able to see the Atma within yourself and within the world outside. So I think I will curtail it today's talk to this lecture today and move on to the question answer session, so that I can give justice to the next session, because otherwise I won't be able to do in 15 minutes the remaining mantra. So I'll stop here and we will move to the question answer session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Amarishibhyo Paramarishibhyo. Thank you all.